welcome to the part 2 of Haunted Cemeteries. This time we're going to be discussing about the stories, but before we get into that, this is 2P Podcast. I'm Shubhangi.
And Lena.
And we're going to talk about all things music, haunted,
Books,
travel,
stories and everything in between.
yes, and whatever interests. So if you have something that you want to share with us, or if you want something that you want to talk about, drop it in the comments. We're always looking for more things to talk about, speak about, and be that friend who chirps in the background while you carry out your day-to-day chores.
And also we do have an email in our description, so if you have any stories, you can always email us. If you don't
Comments
want to
are not the only space where you can connect with us.
exactly.
We got the email and the inbox open as well. So you don't have to worry twice. Just drop it. We'll be happy to talk.
Exactly. So,
We might take some time to get there, but we will get to it.
so let's go.
Yes, without further ado, let's start with the stories from Reddit about haunted cemeteries. So if you've been here with us from the previous episodes, we discussed all about Highgate Cemetery and the various laws behind it. We talked about the new number of other cemeteries and why they are haunted. And we might look back onto doing a deep dive into each of those cemeteries because, yes, it's of interest to us, yes. And we'll be looking for more stories associated with it. So what is it that creeps you? Will it be these stories? I hope so. So, get all of your shit together, get your skincare, get your blankets, get your headsets, and let us start. So the very first story says, my friends and I, 2 girls and 2 guys, went to a cemetery in our town that is very, very old. It has a very bad reputation of being haunted.
Drop the name.
Yes.
Drop the name.
Yes. If it is not us, somebody would be there.
Right.
Ask anyone who's been there at night. They'd say yes. So we decide to visit this place one night and see what we can. That is the most foolish thing to be doing.
Right.
Because when you know it
I'm
has
sorry.
an ill reputation, just do.
No, not even an ill reputation. I'm not going anywhere near a cemetery or graveyard after 6. I'm not going anywhere near a cemetery or graveyard after 6.
I'm not going anywhere near a cemetery. Full stop.
Graveyard included, bro.
Yeah, graveyard
Graveyard included.
Not
No
going
way.
near them. Full stop.
Never. Like, no, I'm still going there. Look, if I'm very intrigued about the rest of those cemeteries that we talked about, if I ever do get a chance to go out of this place, I definitely go visit
For
them.
me, it'll probably be Highgate Cemetery because that is
Right, exactly. We have
so
deep
interesting.
into it,
It's like a lure for me. It'll lure me.
You will not go to Highgate Cemetery at dead of night.
I'm not that foolish.
Right, exactly. So yeah, this is, I'm sorry, OP, but
They have
that's
a lot of
foolish.
courage, but the foolish kind. Don't. When you know it's not good, just don't.
Right.
Like adrenaline is not gonna save you all the time.
I don't want to go to Highgate Cemetery and get my blood sucked by vampire. I'm sorry.
I'm even too judgmental about vampires right now. I am biased towards the Highgate vampire.
Maybe, but we have a reason.
If like imagine if the Highgate cemetery vampire ever is digitally savvy and gets to our podcast and sees me defending it.
And me being completely against it.
No, she's in my team. She's on our team, bro. She's on our team.
Okay,
Then imagine being like, they'd be like, why the conversation? You are far away.
Right.
The farthest.
50 miles away. Okay, fine. Back to the story.
Yeah.
Enough. Back to the
This
story.
is not me fangirling over vampires, please.
That can be taken. It can be taken that
That
way.
is why I'm specifying.
Everyone had their toilet
Interest.
case.
Oh my god, yes, everybody did. But I still hate the fact that he sparkles. I'll never understand the science behind that.
Okay. I don't
Which
care about the
predator
science.
sparkles?
I don't really care about the science behind it. At this point, I'm like, were you Edward or were you Team Jacob?
I was Team Cardinal.
I'm not even here.
The number of times while reading the book, I was like, why? They're like, it's like my version of that would have been an email.
I was
pissed at Edward when he left. Was it you? He left. I'm gonna leave for the safety of Bella. Only for her to chase after him and then to come back. I was like, you idiot.
You were into miscommunication troop before miscommunication troop
Was a thing. I was like seeing beyond like their walls. I'm like,
exactly.
you idiot. I have a lot of frustration when it comes to Edward, but I do not like Jacob because why the hell would you go and imprint on a baby?
That is the one part I will never agree with that. That is
A lot
one
of
part.
them.
Same thing. I have
But did I devour the series in like a month? Yes.
That's something you'll not talk about.
Yeah. I read through it and I judged.
Yes. It's called critical analysis.
Yes. Or scrutiny. I was bored the hell out of my mind because I had exams. I read the entire Twilight series during our 10th course. Before history exam. Oh no, I was very frank about it. I was like, I have the book memorized. I cannot tolerate any more reading. But I was reading. I was reading Twilight.
Imagine reading more. I think this is why I like werewolves more than vampires. I do get it.
You don't tell me about the werewolf lore. We'll discuss it someday in the near future.
But like literally.
My life!
Literally. Which is why we're so skeptical about vampires, but we are totally okay with werewolves for some reason.
We're like, 500 lores? Okay, makes sense. It makes sense.
You tell me there's a werewolf in the cemetery and I'll not even bat my eye. I'll be like, okay, fine, totally, I get it.
He's on guard duty. Guy be like, we're patrolling for the safety of our pack. Vampires be like, oh, I was chilling out with my neighbor. Yo,
You're
bro.
fake.
That conversation needs to be a blooper.
God, no. Okay.
Yeah, the stuff that we talk about while we record. Seriousness? Who? It's out the window.
It is literally there's a window nearby and you chuck it out of the window.
You know, like there was this reel which we saw. Stress. You're stressed. Throw it out the window. You're anxious. Throw it out the window. You're scared. Throw it out the window. You're worried. Throw it out the window. That was the name of that song, right?
Oh, I think
it's the auto-tune voice of a white character. You're something. Throw it out the window. That's us.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back to the story.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So, the way that the cemetery is set up is very easy to go in.
it's
a trap, bro. It's
is that supposed to be a good thing?
Yeah, why would you phrase it that way? Like, the kind of silence expresses my thoughts. Like, is that supposed to be a good thing? Is that for you to be trapped? Okay. There's a big gate that they lock at night. That did not help with keeping you out. And there's a big stretch or an entire border of it. Okay, they tried.
Definitely tried.
That is a wooded ditch. Okay, they tried really hard. It was a ditch. You are just an unstoppable force, OP.
Okay. Boy.
Yeah, that literally escalated. Like, they have a big door. They have a border. No, that's possibly a wooden trench.
And they still went.
They tried.
He
was determined.
At this point, don't even blame the authorities. They did try.
They tried. For real. It's not like just a door, like
and some hedges around.
Yeah. It's not that. They tried. So then the person continues to say, the wooded ditch that you have to go down and then up to get it. It's very easy.
That doesn't look easy to me at all.
Your easy and our easy is different. And before I explain the creepy things that happen, I'm going to admit that we are fully looking to find creepy things and we did fuck around and find them.
So you do.
So they know. They have enough self-awareness.
Thank God. Thank God. They were self-aware.
Yes. Very much so.
Very much so.
We made it to the cemetery and the moon has the grounds lit just well enough so that you can see around. When we walked in there were flat graves in the ground and we all made super sure that we did not step on the graves. That's respectful. It was never our intention to be disrespectful. See.
Good job.
Yeah. One thing that I agree with.
Good job, man.
Really. We had plans to walk up a hill on these steps that led to a house, a mausoleum, I believe in this one, where a little girl is buried, whose parents murdered her just so that they could bury her in this one area. That escalated at first. We were standing in a path on the sort of outside edge of the graveyard while we all contemplated if we even wanted to go up there because it was horrifying to know the story. I turned to look at one of the other mausoleums on the main lawn. They were about 100 feet away from me and I saw a vertical shape standing right next to it. I couldn't make it out as a distinct person, but it was a vertical and about as tall and white as a person. Kind of a sheer, hazy white grey in color. And it was slowly flashing in and out. It would be there and then fade and come back. I stared at it for a long time to make sure I wasn't seeing things, and I made sure my friends saw it. I saw another one of these standing next to another burial site as well.
Okay, so I hope the next part is about them getting out because that would literally make me leave that place in a second.
I think you're reading their minds. That the OP continues to say. We decided to leave because we are all not feeling welcome by the spirits. I'm not sure if this is the right term.
I don't think spirits ever welcome you to any place.
Specifically when it's the resting space.
Right.
And they felt that something was off. Keep in mind, we had also been there for about 5 minutes, so we just got here and we're already being given signs that we're not welcome. So we didn't want to stick around and see what would come to happen.
Okay, so you people are smart in the sense, not in the sense that you're visiting the grave at night.
But you were smart enough to escape by the time.
Right, exactly. They're smart enough to sense that they were not welcome. Sure.
The person says, I'm walking next to my friends, the other girl, and I have both hands on her right arm because we were freaked out. Reasonably so. I believe one guy was a good couple feet behind us and the other one was next to my friend. She instantly freaks out and says, who grabbed my left arm? It wasn't any of us. And it happened again. And it was a very firm grab. There was no way it could have been any of those guys. We go back down into the forested ditch to leave and are sitting at the bottom, waiting for the highway and making sure all of the cars were gone when we hear a giant whooshing sound from behind us. That sounded like somebody reaching over and brushing all the leaves around and tearing up the forest, but even louder. The second all the cars are gone, we cross the highway and sprint back to the car. That's all that happened that night.
That's all? I am sorry, okay, you literally had the audacity to say that's all after someone literally grabbed your friend.
True. And then they hear all of that loud noise.
Seriously. It was like the spirits warning them, get out. We don't use shit into the car on the highway. Just leave.
The person is further narrating. The next night, my girlfriend and I were getting ready and waiting for the two guys to come over. We hear someone very clearly say, boo. My cat wakes up and turns to look at where this sound came from.
Oh my god.
The weird thing is, because I'm hard of hearing, it's not normal for me to hear sounds and words at that pitch and tone. We both scream bloody murder and tell the guys to come over right now. Because what are two girls gonna do?
I don't think the boys would have been able to do much either.
Yeah, they would have just freaked out with you together.
Exactly. I don't think the boys would have been able to do much either. Considering there was absolutely
It's like we're gonna be scared, so you're gonna be scared with us.
If you're going down, then you're going down with us.
Yes. We make sure that the doors are locked and sit in my living room near the front door and start praying and talking to whoever is in the house with us, telling them we meant no harm and did not mean to disrespect the dead. The next night, when I'm home alone in my basement, I hear tons of footsteps and racket upstairs. It was horrifying, reasonably so.
So whatever it was, you literally brought it home.
It followed them home. They did not bring it. They showed it the way. Basically, that is all that happened. You do not need anything more to happen. So sorry for the long story again, but my question is, what do I do? Pray, have your house cleansed.
Oh my god.
For more context, I am Christian and believe that there are other spirits and type-like things out there, and weird things do happen. We plan on going to the graveyard this week during the day and leaving flowers on some graves and praying. Did I bring a bad juju home with me? Or are they bad spirits? We need.
Oh yeah, you definitely need help. That from a priest, probably.
Absolutely.
When was this posted? I hope he's okay.
The replies are from around 8 months ago. Okay, this is a very recent story, only 8 months old. Opie, I hope that you're doing good, had your house cleansed, right? If not, seek help.
Okay, I have a question. My question is the same thing this is happening at her house, happening to other...
Is it traveling spaces?
My question is that, like, obviously, if it has come to her house, did it go to someone else's house as well? Is it happening to them as well, or is it just her? And why her house? Why not someone else's
Why
house?
latch on to only her? Why latch on to only
So,
her,
like,
right?
did they, maybe drop OP home first, which is why the spirit went to her house first? Or was OP spirit weak?
We'd never know. What about OP? OP, if you ever get to our pod, let us know.
I hope you're okay.
Now we move on to the next story. The story about the haunted cemetery, the Merced Sunset. So me and a few friends decided to go on an adventure one night. See, I tell you again and again, and I'm ready to reiterate.
I think we reiterate this every single episode.
Yeah, if you have an adventure, a cemetery is definitely not it. Seek adrenaline elsewhere.
I think a cemetery, a spooky place, a place that is literally forbidden, to purposely go there at night, you're just bringing trouble to yourself.
That's like inviting trouble with your arms open.
And then you cannot come to Reddit and ask for help. So I don't
because
think that's
people are helpless, believe me. They are
me,
clueless and as spooked as you are.
Right.
If not
really.
So the person says, me and a few friends decided to go on an adventure one night. It was around 12 a.m. when we left. It's about half an hour drive out of the town to this cemetery. Why are people making so much of an effort?
Imagine, okay, we have a cemetery in our city as well. Can you imagine
something? I had an opportunity to go there with a group of friends and I declined it.
Really?
Because again, I'm going. They were butthurt about it, but I am way too sensitive for that stuff, bro. If I start feeling things and I get stuff.
I totally get it. Like, the thing is, to be honest, if someone literally comes and tells me that we are going to a cemetery that at night, I used to really like get out.
You know, like we should do the city's heritage walk together once. You know, like we have these things organized by the city. We have a heritage walk which takes us to one of the like well-known spots across the city, and I think they do it during pujas.
Oh yeah, we should sign that up.
It'll be fun. Let's do that. We'll make a vlog of if they let us record. Which I hope they will. So yeah, so the person says we packed up the car with equipment and headed out. When we got to the cemetery, we were greeted with a gate that closed off at the entrance. So we had to go on foot the rest of the way. As we got out of the car, we started hearing noises almost immediately. We noticed it sounded like somebody hitting a branch on the tree. And as we listened to it, it was 3 hits every few minutes. They were counting the frequency of it.
I would have literally just, left.
Yeah, you're gonna bang and you're out.
I'd probably never be there, but that's a different story altogether.
So, whatever the OP does next, I do not recommend. We decided to call out and see if anybody was there.
Okay.
And to no surprise, there was no one. Do not do that for haunted spaces at all, ever. Now let me remind you, the cemetery is in the middle of nowhere, and as we started walking past the cemetery gate, we noticed that we all smelled something rotten. The smell of something often associated with the woods. We continued to walk in, ignoring the smell, and one way in and out.
Did you just say ignoring the smell?
Do not.
It is OP's dumber than the rest of us. I am very certain.
She's lost her calm. This is the first time that I've openly heard her say, like, okay, this person is dumber than the last one. This is not a place to be seeking your daily dose of adrenaline. This is not safe.
No, it's just.
She's at a loss of words.
It's not just.
It's not appalled.
Exactly. It's not just. It's not safe. It is just that you never know what is in there, whose space you're invading,
and you have a frequent banging from someone.
Exactly. It's, to be honest, okay, maybe there's no, whatever stuff, whatever goes, nothing there. But you're actually actively disrupting a space that
is meant for people to rest in.
Exactly. Because, there's this thing that, at least according to our culture, the spirit does not leave for 13 days. Right?
Ah, yes.
So
they wander around to see how their loved ones are.
Exactly. So if there's someone who's just buried over there, you going in there is just disrupting their peace.
And they might be curious and lash on.
Right, exactly. So then you cannot just and then what happens is that something latching on to you means that thing affecting your family as well. So
you're taking on your energy.
Exactly. It's just you purposely putting yourself in danger. Or something that you're not even sure of. So why are you ignoring the signs and just going in without even
the confidence.
The confidence, exactly. I hope he's okay.
Yes.
He's okay on his right story.
Yes. So the person continues to say, now the cemetery is on an island with one way in and one way out. With every sentence we're questioning why. So there's no way anyone could be there. It is a remote area with no one around for miles. As we got to the end of the cemetery, we noticed a statue with no head and no hands. The rumors of the statue are, firstly, if you stand in front of the statue with your back turned towards it, you will feel a hand touch you. Secondly, if you walk around the statue backwards 3 times with your eyes closed and end up facing the statue, you will see her eyes bleed.
Don't tell me Opie tried any one of those.
Does she not have, no head? How will the eyes bleed?
I guess a head does more. That's why it's a legend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the figure does not even have hands, so how are you killing someone?
True. That makes sense. Phantom hands and eyes. Right. So we ended up trying our backs and turned toward the statue.
I just jinxed it, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Nothing for the first few minutes and I felt a tug on my sweater, so I jumped and panicked a little. We did the second one and nothing happened, so we stayed for a little while and ended up hearing strange noises. Some more, as a rope was heard swinging from a tree, but we couldn't find the source of the noise. We bought out some spirit boxes next.
What next?
Spirit boxes. The equipment that you play around on different frequencies to see if, first it records, and then you alter around the frequency to see if you can hear something. So whenever you're talking about, a ghost hunting equipment, spirit boxes are very common.
So basically, Opie was just dumb.
People are gonna be after me for saying this, but there was a sound like a dun 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 dun.
Yeah. That song that they made for traffic rules? That Dumb Ways to Die? They should actually play on the background.
Dumb ways to die.
See, they should actually play in the background.
Dumb ways to die.
See, they should be playing in the background.
No, why would you go around and turn your back to a statue that you know is supposed to be haunted? That's creepy.
Exactly. And the fact that
they also tried the second thing and there is spirit box. So let's see.
No, the fact that they did feel a tug.
Yeah, they did. And still they did the second one. And the third one. So the person says, we turned on the box and asked it a few questions and got a few responses. And I could have sworn I heard my name come out of the box. So when we asked it if it was whatever there, that it knew my name and got an intelligent response. It said my name clear as day. I'd be freaked out by it.
Bro, you're still there.
Yes.
You're still in that place.
They're brave.
These are the kind of people who would,
either die first in the movie or make it to the end. There's no in between.
Probably the reason why the entire group is in trouble.
For sure. They were the one who released the spirit.
These people are the kind of people.
Yes.
These people are the kind of people that don't want to travel anywhere. I'm sorry. Sorry to Opie and the entire group, but you are the very kind of people that don't want to travel with anywhere. Because you clearly don't
Really, we're doing the kind of people that we're traveling with.
Right.
So the person continues.
Continue. Yes, please. What did they do? I'm very curious at this point. What did they do? I don't like that face.
The person continued to ask if whatever there was knew if any other friends' names, and it said their names as clear as they do. So, like, entity recognizes everybody by their names.
Okay, that my logical brain will go like you. I have a friend calling
Your
you.
short circuiting now.
Yeah, your short circuit is like. Is this it? If I'm calling you about power with your name, right? So like, if 3-4 friends are there, that someone's walking in front of me, I have to call them out, right? Hey, listen, and I tell your name, right? I call you Shivani. So it's definitely understandable that people around you will hear me saying Shivani.
For sure.
So if they were actually calling out each other's names, they would have.
Imagine they were
definitely
just
known.
talking and the spirit was just around listening to them in the back.
Right. Like the entire thing that they did with turning the backs.
They were accompanied throughout.
They were literally watched and accompanied throughout. And they still are not freaked out. I'm sorry. You literally
We are
have...
freaking out because of that.
Exactly. If either you guys are insanely brave or insanely stupid. I don't know. There's nothing in between.
See, they say. So anyways, we walked out and we started to smell the disgusting sulfur smell again. And as we got to the car, this was about 2:30 a.m. When we made it to the car, we stayed at the car for a little bit to see if we could see or hear anything else.
They still don't know.
Before we left. So just so happened to look down the long dark road by the lead ahead. That led ahead. And noticed that there was something standing on the road. So they did see a lot of stuff. I do not know how they're calm enough to be typing all of that. At this point, we had all our lights and equipment's battery replenished. So no lights at all. We continued to look at whatever this figure was down the road and noticed that it had bright glowing orange eyes and was about 6 to 7 feet tall as it stood up. The figure, whatever it was, walked disorientedly and was walking towards us. My God. I feel unwell right now. So we got super spooked by whatever this thing was.
Finally.
It takes a lot to spook them. So we hopped in the car and as quickly as we could, turned on the lights and left. We were in the car looking at each other as the sign to get the hell out of it. As I started the car won't turn over. As we stuck there until the morning with no cell service and no way to call a no.
Way. You stayed there the entire
I
night?
stuck there. They called it upon themselves.
Of course they did call it upon themselves.
So as we all sat in the car, terrified all night, we waited until morning to walk to the end of the road to get service and call the tow. This is the first time I've ever encountered something like this, and we always have such a hard time coming back to that cemetery. We don't know what we saw that day, but we never spoke about it again.
I have a few explanations of what you saw that day, to be honest. I really want to know the comments. Did someone comment anything how calling out how stupid they are?
For real, let me look at it.
I really hope someone did.
You may want to check again when you describe a statue with no head and one hand, that if you walk around cries tears of blood. No head means no eyes, no way to have bleeding eyes. This was before the head was stolen off. It was missing for 20 years and had someone returned it last summer and they just put it on this summer. This was 3 years ago, by the way, so yeah.
So it's still pretty recent.
Pretty recent. My housemates are convinced our house is haunted. I don't get it. I've lived here for 273 years and not noticed anything strange. That's funny. Good description. I felt like I was right there with you.
So
somebody asked for the location. Where is the cemetery located? New Brunswick.
Opie has given us the permission to share a story in podcast, so thank you, Opie.
Not us, but somebody else, so we think that has permission enough.
Right. And I'm sorry about the fact that I called you dumb. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, but they deserved it. So I'm completely correct with that. It took a lot to scare them, that even spooked them to the minute.
Right. Yeah. To be honest, I would be spooked the moment they call my name. Like, I would take the hell out of that. So,
you know what? I'm gonna have burgers.
That is very, very out of the... That is very out of the moon.
True. You know what? I have a burger load. Yesterday I wanted to have burgers, but when I went to the shop, the power was out. So they were not making burgers. And now again today I want to have burgers. This is a longer kind of story. From another OP who posted it 8 years ago. So not very old, but still almost aligning to a decade. I've been drawn to paranormal since an early age. There was a small cemetery in rural Illinois that I'd go to at night to take pictures from grade school through early college. Here, coming across some really bad, really, brave people, not the bad kind, but the brave people. I don't know if that was happening, but like when reading the previous story, I had like this weird sense of I was not able to keep my eyes open. I just realized as soon as we shifted to this, that thing is gone. Yeah, I was feeling like we were about to doze off, but that's gone with this story. I just realized that, like,
Okay.
bro, I'm not taking anything in from the screen. Go back to your story. What the hell?
No, don't take anything over here, bro.
Yes, nothing is welcome here. Be back from wherever you are. Be gone. Do not claim any energy you do not want. Any energy you do not need. Any energy. And I'm also chasing us with holy water. So you don't know. The moment I squeak about it, I was holy water for you and the lot. Okay, so the person says, I've been drawn to the paranormal since an early age. There was a small cemetery in rural Illinois that I'd go to at night to take pictures from grade school through early college. It was fairly old. There were graves from 1800s as well as people from today. There wasn't a lot of houses around either, just farms spread out across the cornfields. Over the years, I had collected a few pictures of orbs and some mists, even some of which I'd shared here. So we add the link to the Reddit, and if you want, you can go and see those pictures. I've had quite a few experiences as a result of these visits. The one that makes me feel the least comfortable goes like this. It was a quiet night at the cemetery, taking pictures with my father and younger brother. So I'm glad that you weren't mine. The early days of my excursions out there in the dead of the night. No strangeness or anything was felt. Nothing was out of the ordinary while we were there. Just a cool night out in the country under a billion stars. When we got home, we put on Dad's SD card into the computer and discovered that he had gotten quite a good picture of ghostly mist over a grave. I don't have the picture, but it looked like you could have been holding a lit cigarette under the lens. You'd get the idea. Not long after, our dog started barking at the window next to the computer. He barked consistently for about 20 minutes. It wasn't odd for him to bark outside. It was the timing that he was barking at. So, we went outside and looked around, but there were no squirrels or any creatures at night. So I went to bed and passed out. I opened my eyes next to see my red digital clock at 3 a.m. on the dot. I sleep with no lights on, so my room was pitch black. And over the stillness of the night, I heard this faint sliding sound. It was very smooth. Something was sliding across in the room. It was like soft wood on carpet. My eyes were open, but my mind was mostly asleep. So I didn't really process the sound and went back to sleep. I woke up in the morning for school and looked at my desk in the corner of my room. The wooden chair had been pulled out from my desk and turned to face my bed perfect. My desk was right next to the door in my room, and if the chair wasn't pushed in, then I wouldn't be able to get up. So I always kept it in when I wasn't using it. The implication of that still gives me chills every time that I think about it. The experience changed the way I approach the paranormal. Since then, when I'm leaving a place after poking around, I'm always very polite and firm about saying out loud that potential spirits are not welcome to follow. It's pretty much worked for me ever since.
So basically, someone was looking at us while she was sleeping.
And moving around thinking their face. I ended up having a few more strange things happen in my room over the course of about a year. There had been the occasional but very obvious feeling of a presence, day and night. One night, I was wide awake in bed when it felt like someone sat on the edge of it. I made a bargain with the spirit not long after that if it must stay, then it must have my room for half the day when I was gone, but must leave me alone when I'm at home. And I was never bothered again. One of my experiences was this. I hope that this thread grows. I think it'd be cool to have a bunch of popular themed experiences threads going. I want to note that I was 12 when this happened to me. So if the notion of talking to or bargaining with spirits seems silly to you, that's the age in where it sprung from my mind. But let me tell you this, it works.
So I think that you get the feeling of someone sitting on your bed. And then,
it is so close to what you faced.
Right.
Can we go into that now?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, just to mention, I never visited a cemetery.
Yeah.
Never went into any of those ghostly things that is mentioned.
We should talk a lot about it.
Right. Just that we do talk a lot about it. And my house or my area is nowhere close to any
of such spaces.
And no, there are no
mishaps or anything.
Right. There are no recent deaths or anything around this place.
We are attributing this to that.
So it's basically just as plain as normal as could be. And the fact that it happened in the afternoon just makes it even more,
Space in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's
like the audacity, the amount of energy.
The thing is, what happened basically was I was sleeping on my bed. Okay, so the thing is, I sleep with a blanket or a pillow on my face. So basically, if I wake up, I'm not able to see what is obviously on the
Around
foot.
you.
Yeah, on the foot of the bed, I'm not able to see it unless I remove the blanket or the pillow from my face. But one thing I could feel, or like to just give you a rough design, I have a charging plug right
At the foot of your bed.
yes, at the foot of my bed. So if someone's charging something, I will put something in there. So they have to actually, like, place a hand, reach over, take it out, and
Right.
go over.
So there's no way in which you'd not feel it.
Right, exactly. So unless I'm like deep into my sleep, there's no way I'll not feel it. And there could be a couple of chances that if you try and take it out and you accidentally place your hand on my foot, I will feel it. I'll wake up. I'm not that much of a deep sleeper either. So imagine this: I'm like sleeping in the afternoon, and I suddenly feel someone or something place a hand on my foot, like literally directly to it. And then the next thing I feel is the hand, like raising. I can actually feel it being there and then not being there. Thinking that someone
It's
actually
like-
kept their hands and just removed it.
Yeah.
And the next thing I feel is someone literally, like, sitting on the side of the bed. Like, when your mattress just goes down, someone is actually sitting.
That's fine.
I literally thought it was my mom. It was my mom doing that. She probably left the phone
That
charged.
makes sense.
And she was trying to pick it up from there. So again, it was just, I thought it could be my mom. First, I thought it was my mom who put my hand on my
Like, it
leg.
makes like legit sense because you'd be thinking that she's the one.
She's the one who's coming. And then the thing that actually, made me remove my, blanket or the pillow from my face was the fact that there was a moment when I felt she sat down.
Mm.
Okay. Mind you, I'm just thinking it's my mom. I do not think it was anyone else. So I'm still thinking it's my mom who has just sat down on the foot of the bed. So I thought she's probably, picking up the phone and she wants to say
Meddling
something.
with it, talking to her,
Right.
talking to you, or something
Right.
on the phone.
So I was ready to even scream, I was ready to speak, what are you doing? So I literally take away the pillow or the, pillow from my head and I look at the foot of my bed to see what she's doing. And there's absolutely no. Okay, there's literally nothing. There's not even a phone to charge. Nothing. It's completely empty. So I'm just confused for for 5 seconds, like, what the hell just happened? Because I just know that I felt the thing on my foot and I just know that I did feel someone sitting. So the feeling was there. I know I was not half asleep. I could actually feel, I can still, if I go back to that feeling, I still have that feeling. But no, there's nothing.
Scary.
And the worst part of that is like, I can't be bothered by this now. I'm sleep deprived and I need to go
Too
to sleep.
tired, yes.
Too
That is
tired to
something
bother.
that is something that comes up with us very often. Like, I'm too tired to be bothered right now.
too
Do not
tired
feel
to be
anything,
bothered.
just be gone.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm not right now.
That is how we deal with
I totally get it. Okay, side, like, just bargain with the spirit and it works.
You're like, not right now, perhaps not.
Right, I was like, one place, like, too sleep deprived, please not now. I was like, I'm too sleep deprived, not right now. Like, just do your thing, just let me sleep. I don't want to do this right now. So after that, it has been like 2 to 3 weeks. It's nearly 2 weeks since that happened. So again, nothing. I did not feel that person or that spirit again. So
But we do not need to.
and if you're
It was
listening
just-
to it,
Yeah, if it is something that was just wandering, it better be gone.
right. And it happened in this room as well. So where we are right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, we're very close to where it happened.
Right. So it does not make it any better.
But still,
Right. So if you're listening to it,
be gone. Goodbye. We do not want you here. With all due respect.
with all due respect, I love my space.
Yes. Now, we have the last story for today, which was also posted 8 years. The person says, I'm from a small town and we were younger. When we were younger, we'd go out on the back roads and drink. One night, we had parked on the side of the road by a small cemetery and walked over to the bridge nearby. The bridge was only about 100 feet or so. It only spanned a small creek. The road dipped down to cross the bridge and then went back to the other side. This was a few miles from the state highway and a train track followed the highway. Since a car turning on the road towards us had to hop the tracks, we could see the headlights flash, and I knew in a while we'd have to get up the bridge. This only happened about once an hour or so. We had been out here for a while and we had already moved for one car. We saw another car jump on the tracks and we made a note that we'd have to move in a few minutes. There was a road that turned to some houses and sometimes we'd walk off the bridge to see the lights turn away. And this time we decided to let us wait and see. Plenty of times to get out of the way. You could hear the car as it approached. We went back to talking. I think someone was in the middle of a story or joke or something. Then someone said, hey, did that car turn? We all looked towards the highway, realizing at once we never heard it. And more than enough time had passed. We say no lights. This made sense. And in our synchronized road confusion as well did a 180. As soon as we focused on the other side of the bridge, we saw the red tail lights of a car climbing the road upwards from the bridge. We had the car as soon as we saw it. After a moment of shock, we tried to walk it out. Talk it out. We all knew there was no road or anything between us, and we saw the taillights. But we asked each other anyway. We even looked closely when we left and made sure nothing but a tiny back road going over a bridge and then ditches. The next house or road was miles from where we were from the bridge.
So basically the cars pass, but they never realize the car passed.
Yes. And they're saying like it could not have been possible had they been parked at the bridge. But it happens. Doesn't make sense. We never figured out what happened. It's like we lost a few minutes of time. The small cemetery was rumored to be creepy. Me and my girlfriends one night were in looking out at it. The small cemetery looking out at it. Tree light. Oh my god, I'm feeling that sleepiness again. Me and my girlfriend one night were in it looking out at the tree line and saw red glowing eyes. Oh my god, that's fun. Now sure, you shine a light in the woods and they reflect it. The animal freezes. But there are no lights shining in the woods. No bright moon. Nothing. And those eyes sat there for a long time. We talked to each other about what we saw and never figured it out either. During the days we went down there to the trees and looked in there, thinking it was a reflector shining weird or something like that, even though there was no light for it too. But there was nothing but clouds. Okay, that brings us to the end of the episode. So much creepiness, even I am feeling like I fall asleep anymore. I don't know what is it about it, but do not claim any energy, evoke all sorts of impressions and energies because it is not mine, so be gone. Do I close this?
Yeah.
Great. That was all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us at 2P Podcast. Yes. See you in the next episode, right Monday, right on time. Let us know what you are interested in. What are your stories? Do you have any creepy experiences? We're all ears. Or perhaps all eyes if you send us an email. And if you want us to talk about it on the pod, let us know. Until the next time, bye-bye. Take care. Ta-da!